beautify it. These are the 5 colorways we had before. I really do love this stitch, and you will see that how easy it is to make, an absolute beginner's make. And even if you're more advanced, it's really nice to do something like this because it's very relaxing and you know what you need to do. Let me just zoom in on a bit. There we go. You will know what you need to do, and very easy make. Right, so those are the 5 colors we had previously, and I made little snippets of the new colors. So this is the lovely blue. This, I went for a lighter blues this time because we're going into spring, and then like more like a denim blue color. Then we are having, and by the way, those are not the clasp what comes with the kit. With the kit you get the proper small clasps, but those are the only ones I could have found last night. And afterwards I added all the clasp on there. I found some small clasps, so we can have the proper one on there today. This one is the mauve. I love this colorway as well. It's sort of got like a hint of pink in there, but it's more sort of pinky purpley colorway, a little bit burgundy as well. I love this one too. And then you have this olivey colorway. I love this one as well. This one's probably would be Sarah's favorite, I guess. This is so much of her colors. Now you got a sort of a coppery color in there, but it's a very dull copper color, and the rest of them are more like olivey greeny colors. So those are the 3 new colors. So let me know which color do you want me to demo with, the blue, the mauve, or the olive, and I will demo with that one. Olive rose I called it, because I think this one is called copper rose. That colorway in there is called copper rose. So let me know, and I get the materials out for that one. So while I'm waiting for you to text me in, I want to show you this one. I played around. So this is the same stitch, but I played around with crystals and pearls, and I think I still need to do something with this, because this is sort of the next step up. So today we're using seed beads, and we're using 3 different colors, but we can equally do this one of the weeks as well. Really pretty, but I'm just thinking these crystals just sticking out a little bit too much for me. So I think I need to go back and I need to have a little more play with this one, and then we will we can do this one as well in a future day. Now just to show you some single colorways as well. So the single colorway is the same as the same method as obviously the other colors. I'm going to do a triple color today for you, but this is really easy to do as well. Let me just zoom in a little bit. There we go. So let's just have a look at what you said about the colors. Olive, 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 olive. Got 5 olives, mauve, 6 olives, 7 olives. I think olive is 8 olives. Olive is winning. Olive is definitely winning. I will zoom in just in a second when we start the number. Mauve, olive, I think olive won, so we're going to do this one. Now what I love about this one as well, that I chosen the matte seed beads to go on the side. So like this one is shiny and this one is matte, so it slightly gives you a different finish. Let me just get these out of the way, and then we're going to start a brand new one. So I'm going to take some of my seed beads and I'm going to add the materials here, and when I zoom in you won't be able to see the materials, but you will be able to see the stitch very well. So I've got 3 different colors of Superduo beads here. So this one is called Metallic Olive. This one is called Suited Gold Ash Rose. And the third one is called Sued Gold, what we're using. Now I'm going to take some thread. So I'm going to use an olivey color thread because this one sort of blends in with all of those beads. And just thread my needle. Trying to find a nice and straight one in my little holder there. And Carol is saying she likes the matte seed beads. Yes, sometimes putting matte seed bead with shiny finishes just really enhances the beads what you're using. So I love mixing matte and shiny seed beads together. They just really Oh, that scissors is not good scissors. Trying to sort of cut it in a little point, but these scissors is my glue scissors. So I got a couple of little scissors for different purposes. So I don't want on this one now. Hope it'll be fine. So the ones that my glue scissors, you can see on the, when I do elastic, can you see all the glue on there? I use a dedicated one scissor just to cut the elastic with the glue on. But then once you start doing that with your scissors, you then can't go back and cut thread with it. So it's when it cuts the thread, it shreds it at the same time because of it gets caught on the gluey bits, I think. Right, are we threaded? No. Let me just try this. Oh yes, that's better. My little nail. This is always so, you have to hold your breath when you threading needle live. There we go, that's it. Just use my little nail clippers. Right, okay, so are we ready to get started? We're gonna start with 3 different colors. I'm gonna zoom in on the table, so we're gonna be really nice and close. Now we're gonna do 3 colors. So I'm gonna alternate the colors between this coppery color, the olive, and the suede gold. So it doesn't really matter which color you start with because you're gonna go around and use all 3 colors as you go along. So let's start. I'm gonna start with this olive. I'm gonna pick up 2 and I'm gonna take them all the way down. I'm gonna just wrap the tail around my index finger so I can suspend my work here in my hand and keep a nice and tight tension. So I just got 2 Superduos on there. Then I'm gonna pick up 2 seed beads, and as I'm exiting out from this Superduo, I'm gonna go back through that Superduo, but the other hole, the free hole, which we hasn't gone through, and pull this up nice and tight. So I'm just trapping those 2 seed beads right at the end. And then I am picking up 2 more Superduos with the next color. So I'm exiting out of this Superduo here, and I'm gonna go through the one to the other end. So we are sort of doing a snake-like motion going all the way up on our bracelets. Now I'm picking up 2 more seed beads and I'm coming back down the Superduo I have just added. Just like that. And then, can you see just we got a couple of them stuck together. Now I'm picking up my 3rd color and I'm picking up 2 Superduos and I'm coming down. So I'm coming out of this one. And as the Superduos fitting each other, it creates this V shape. So I'm gonna come through the other Superduo and pull this nice and tight. So again, it's just gonna fit in there. Just hold the end tighter. And now I'm coming out of this Superduo here. I'm gonna pick up 2 seed beads and jump up to the top. So if you look at this as units or rows, like as you go along, each row of Superduo is going to be different color. So I'm back to the olive color now. And in one step, you're adding your Superduos. The next step, you're adding your seed beads and you are stepping up. Pull this, make sure it's nice and tight. Now if this happens when you're pulling it through that your thread comes a little bit loose, go back to where the seed beads are, pull on the seed beads first, and that will tighten up the row before. Then put your beadwork in between 2 of your fingers to hold them nice and snug together, and then pull it up, and then you get your really nice and tight finish. Because like if you get a bit of looser finish, it's not a problem because you're going to run down and run up on the other side, but it's just nice to keep a nice and tight finish. Right, I'm picking up 2 seed beads and coming through the free hole right at the top. So I'm going left to right. I got a few there now, so I can let the tail go off. and just hold on to my beadwork. So spare fingers, as Sarah calls them, I like to hold my working thread down. So, and I'm holding my beadwork with my thumb and on my index finger. So I'm keeping a tight tension, because this way, when I pick up my next two colors, which are the coppery colors, and I'm coming through, just like that. You can see I'm only letting it go when I get right to the top. But with my thumb, I'm holding on to the two Superduos just underneath it, so I'm making sure the thread doesn't travel backwards. And then I'm doing that motion again, holding down the end of holding down the thread so it doesn't travel back up when I'm coming up on my beadwork. And you're going to repeat that over and over again, keeping a really nice and tight tension. Because there's only a couple of stitches to this, I don't flip-flop my work. Sometimes I like to do it, but with this one, I'm sort of going backwards and forwards. I usually just keep it in the same way. So I'm going left to right, then right to left, and just keep adding the Superduos in one step, and the next one I'm adding the seed beads. If you got any questions, please put a Q in front of your question so we can really easily identify it. It's come a little bit loose, so I'm going to pull on those seed beads and keep on going. Lona's got a question. Kitty, if you wanted the V shape to meet in the middle, then a central cabochon or beadwood to make two separate ends to join centered. Yes, you could do. So you could do what Lona is saying, that if you had if you made two different lines for this, for a necklace, you could join it together in the middle. So let me just grab this one. So we would want our V's to sit the nice way, but you could, can you see, like if I added the two together there, just like that, they could meet in the middle. And imagine that clasp is a pendant. You could dangle a pendant down of it, so you could turn your bracelets into necklaces as well, and it would look really, really lush. Because of the nature of the stitch, the nature of how it sits. Right, and I'm gonna keep on going. Which one is the next one? Is the rose color. Yes, Lorna is just said you will enjoy them. Be care not to make them too short, as they do shrink. Yes, they are. I was just going to say that actually they will shrink. So once you go to the end, this is one of those bracelets when you have to add 10% on to the length, because once we run down on one side and run back up on the other side, your bracelet can become a little bit shorter. And especially if you had a loose tension, once you add the seed beads on the side, that really will really tighten up your tension. I'm tongue-tied today as well, so apparently I don't know what day it is. Oh, bless. So it's only Thursday today. That means we got one more day. Of course it's Thursday. It's Bead Club tonight, isn't it? Oh dear. And I always look forward to the Bead Club. So if you don't know what the Bead Club is, we do weekly Zoom classes. And this week, actually, Sarah is hosting the class. She will be teaching a cubic right angle weave bracelet, which looks really, really nice. Each week we do something different, and we sort of rotate it between us, who's doing what class. And the lovely Sue Picknell, she's going to be doing a class at the end of March for us as well. It's just a really nice bunch of ladies. So far, we only got ladies, but we might get some gentlemen as well at some point who loves the craft. And we just go through different stitches, different techniques, different materials each week. Because they're 2 hours long, you just got a little bit more time to chat, as well as, you know, do more beading. So we really, really enjoy it. And Lucy just put the link up for the Bead Club. Thank you very much. We got 2 sessions. We got one on Thursday night and we got one on Friday lunchtime. And those ladies you are in a Bead Club, Simon is sorting out the bundle on the website today for March. Are you streaming on YouTube as well? Yes, we are. So we are streaming to YouTube, we are streaming to Twitter, and Facebook as well. So we are in all platforms. But all the comments come into me here, and Lucy's gathering all the questions so I can make sure that to discount the make sure that sorry, I was just reading a comment. Make sure that everything is answered. Now Lorna is asking about the discount today. I reviewed the kits and reviewed the prices of the kits, so there is no discount on them, but they are cheaper what they are used to be. So they are set up as bundles, so you only paying for the price of the beads. You're not paying for the PDF or anything like that, which you get free with the kit. So you get a free PDF with the kit. And there we go. And I've already got probably about 2.5 inch here of beading. I'm just going to keep going to make it a little bit longer. And I got a knot on my, there we go. I had a knot on my thread. Lorna is saying, I'm always forgetting what I am on. Well, you and me both, Lorna. Right, with regards to being live on Facebook and YouTube and Twitter as well, on YouTube we can set sort of the quality of the video, and Facebook just sort of takes it and downgrade it to the what their platform use across the site. But on YouTube we can have a higher quality picture. Just to let you know. And I'm coming through and I'm just adding them one by one. I'm just going to quickly double check it. Yes, I did. I keep when I do something like this, I have to sort of stop time to time and just check that I added the right bead on there, the right color afterwards, because believe me, I did it so many times. I'm keep on beading, and then I realized, like, up down here I made a mistake and I have to go back and unpick it, of course, or start again. Sometimes it's just easier to start again and quicker as well. So let me know in the chat, how many of you have you done herringbone stitch before? What do you think with have you done this herringbone stitch with the Superduo beads as well? Let me know that one as well. I really love herringbone stitch. Again, this one is like only a single row herringbone stitch, which is the same what we did with the seed beads on Tuesday, but this one is Superduo beads. Let me know what you think of it. Let me know if you tried the one on Tuesday and if you found it easy. I love herringbone stitch because it just gives you a really pretty pattern. Diane is saying, tip, if you measure before you pull it in, that will give you the beaders a better idea how much it shortens. Yes, I will measure it. So I'm gonna go and bead a few more up, and then I will let you know that. But then, yes, I can tell you how much is my beadwork without pulling it in with the side beads, but in the same time, it depends on your tension. So if your tension is looser, your beadwork is going to be bigger to start with. Try to do a little test piece, perhaps. I think that's the best thing to do. So if you do your herringbone weave with it, measure it, like make it to maybe 10 centimeters, and then you pull the ends in, and then you know how much you're gonna get down to. And I just added the wrong color, didn't I? See, I was just talking about it like I'm gonna add the wrong color, and I jinxed it. So I'm very quickly wanna get back and take the Superduos off. You didn't keep me right. Should have told me. Should have screamed at me, Kitty, you're adding the wrong color. Yes, that's right. Can you do the tubular herringbone with Superduos? Yes, you can. I haven't have I got it here? Or have I got it work? I have done a little sample before, so I will. But I think it's a work, so I will get it out, and perhaps in another week we can experiment more with that. I with the tubular herringbone, the Superduos do quite make it quite sort of stiff, so it's better to do a more like a netting type of. It's not really netting either. I'll show you. I'll bring it home. I'll bring it home and show you. Or if I guess if Simon can find it upstairs in the office, I'll work and he can bring it home. And then I'll put a picture up. But we can experiment with that as well. Absolutely. Dorothy's saying, I'm watching on YouTube on my TV. Oh, bless you. So you can watch it everywhere. In what's the beauty of YouTube, that we can set it up as an event and you can go there like before, and that's where the stream is going to end up. With Facebook it's different, because like we set up the events but it doesn't stream into where the events are. Facebook is doing updates all the time, so I'm hoping they're gonna fix that soon and we can stream into the events as well there, because at the moment it's just sort of set up as a separate post each event. Oh, thank you so much for the stars, and Charlotte, really, really much appreciated. So those of you, if you don't know, on Facebook you can send stars, and Charlotte has been like sending us stars like every single week. Really, really appreciate it. What we decided with the two Sarahs, that once all this madness is sort of calmed down and gone away, we're gonna spend the stars to go on like a little spa day, like a little treat for all of us. So that's what we're saving up for. Because we've been here since March the 23rd. Sarah Payne joined us in September. And we've been bringing you loads of tutorials. And I know loads of you appreciate it so much. So that's what we decided that we're going to do. There we go. So you can see it grows quite nice and quick. And I am picking up the suit gold. I am paying attention now, but I almost picked up the wrong color again. It happens. And the seed beads. So if you just joined us, we are doing this herringbone stitch with Superduo beads, a really nice and very easy beginner's pattern. There's only 2 steps to it. In one step, you're picking up 2 Superduos going through the next one here. So I'm going from right to the left, and then I'm stepping up, picking up 2 seed beads and coming through the free hole of that Superduo I just added. I'm pulling this nice and tight, and that's what I'm doing all the way along. I'm alternating it between 3 different colors, but equally you could do it just with one color. It's really, or you could do 5, 10, 20 colors if you like. It's really up to you. Ooh, maybe we should do a rainbow one. That would look good. And he's saying, I have gone for monoconcrete, very elegant. Yes, I love the monochrome as well. That's this one. That's sort of silver, hematite, and blacks. There is a sort of, the Superduos are more matte, and the seed beads are shiny in that one. It's just, I just love it. I really do love this pattern. There we go. And I'm gonna add, I probably only need another maybe a couple of inches, and I will have a long enough bracelet. You can always extend them at the end if you really, really need to. I will show you how to do that. We could leave one end sort of, don't only at the clasp on one end. And then because we got this thread at the end on the other side, we could extend it there or at the clasp, even if we run around it with the seed beads. Now, working with 2 whole beads, the one tip I need to say is, like, as I have these on my mat and they're just sitting on my mat like that, I'm looking from above and I'm looking at the beads as I'm adding them, because you only get maybe one in, I don't know, 500 or one in 1,000, where one of the holes of the bead, like because there are two hole beads, can be blocked with some like derby from the bead, or it wasn't punched properly. So I'm always, when I'm doing anything like that, when I'm picking my beads up, if I'm working with Superduos, two hole beads, I'm looking from above, that making sure the beads I'm picking up, both of the holes are clear. I rarely have a problem, but sometimes, like, you know, it happened to me before as well, that especially when you have to go along a necklace or a bracelet, adding your Superduos, and then you're coming back and like the hole is blocked, and that can be annoying. So just look out for that one. As I'm picking them up, I'm just looking at, just glancing them up from the top. And because I got a light bead mat behind it, which is, this is just like a light fleecy material, I can really see the holes. There we go. And sued green, sued gold, sorry, not green. It's more, it's quite funny because they call sued gold this color, but it's really a true olive green color for me. I think that's really, really pretty. Right, I'm going on back to the olive. Oh, Lucy's saying my current project is always my favorite. Yes, I'm like that as well. That's like, I always, what I'm currently playing with is the, like, you know, it's really exciting. It's like, if you it's like puzzles, and we were talking about this with somebody the other day, like when some people love doing puzzles, and they do, like my mother-in-law, Simon's mum, she loves doing puzzles. And if you would ask her, she's got, I don't know, so many of them. She's got loads, like, you know, at least 50 puzzles. But you ask them, what's your favorite? And like, you know, that you can't really say that, oh, my particular favorite is this one or that one, because this one is easier or that one is harder, or this one is a prettier picture and that one has got flowers on it, and the, you know, the third one is, you love them all really. It's always your favorite one, or the ones you like doing is always the one what you're currently working on, what you're currently piecing together, I guess. Oh, Tina's saying all of mine in basket. Thank you so much. Don't forget, each one of those kits will make you 3 bracelets, not just one, but 3. So you can either do, like, for example, this one, you could do a color of the olive, a color of the sued gold, and a color of the copper using the same seed beads, or you can make 3 mixing the colors together. It's up to you what you want to do. The single colors look good as well. I somehow prefer the mixed one, and I tell you why. Because when you got a mixed color bracelet, it's always like, I can wear this then with so many different tops. So I haven't got a lot of tops which is sort of olive and copper color, but I have got quite a few tops and quite a few clothes which are navy blue, blue, or purple. And a bracelet like this I can wear with each one of those clothes. So that's why, very noisy. Somebody with a motorbike outside. There we go. You're going fast. So I can wear this with any one of the tops. So that's why I love mixing colors together. But very easy bracelet. So if I was just sitting there, it would probably take me, oops, I almost picked up the wrong color again. It would probably take me maybe 40 minutes to make one up, 45 minutes. If I just sort of get my head down and just keep on stitching. Oh, Smuffy saying, oops, I appear to have ordered 3 parcels on you from 3 days and none of them arrived yet. Not your fault. I haven't had any post this week. think posty on holidays, but hoping they come tomorrow before hubby gets home from work for the weekend. Yes, it's all depends. So we dispatch everything. Like if you order it before 12, then we'll dispatch it on the same day. Sometimes Mondays. But no, I think they're all up to date at the moment with orders, so dispatch it and then you would have it the next couple of days. But the post, once all the parcels and everything leaves our warehouse, all the boxes and everything else, it's really, we are in the hand of the Royal Mail, or if you send it with FedEx, we are in the hand of FedEx. And I always used to say, well, FedEx is much better because it will get there next day, and like it's worth to pay an extra for it until you have a TV show planned in like we had last week, and FedEx lost the parcel. They found it and they delivered it the day after, but then it was too late for us to go to air with it, so they had to postpone the show. So I think at the moment, because all these courier services are so busy, that you really, like, you just have to. They're not guaranteeing like next day delivery as well with FedEx at the moment at all. But so it could depend on your postman as well. The crystal herringbone pack arrived yesterday, Diane is saying. So we did that on Tuesday. So Diane ordered it on Tuesday. We shipped it out on, obviously, on the same day on Tuesday. And then and then you read yesterday, which was Wednesday. I'm really thinking very carefully about the days now. I don't want to start and saying it's Friday when it's Thursday. So look, that I think I just need to do a little bit more, and I am there with the length. And we are good. We will be good to add the ends. There we go. Sometimes I just sort of have to pull it or tap the top a little bit to make sure those beads go in the right place. I only need to add a little bit more now, and I'm going to measure it to the other bracelet actually. So once you make a bracelet up and it's the right size for you, you can always, even before when you pull it together, I sometimes put this one next to it, because especially if I made a 3-color one, I can pull this up and I can pull it down. Just need to focus a little bit more for you. So I can sort of see that's 3, that's the second 3. So I can measure it up to it, really how much more I need to. This one is pretty much, I kept a very nice and tight tension. So it's pretty much the same size. There we go. And actually I got a couple of extra one on there. Let me just try this one on. Yes, that's the right. That will be absolutely fine. So at the end, I'm going to go ahead and add the clasp. Now, depending on which end you're going to add where, I do like to have like a little extension on the other side. So when you are here, like toggle bars work by pulling the toggle through the hoop, the loop of the clasp, and then you're going to pull this back and the toggle will act against, stopping it coming back. It will turn just like that. So I always like to add a little extension on the side where your T-bar is. So when you can pull this through, like, because a part of your beading you're going to have to pull through when you want to open or close your clasp. So I always add just a tiny bit, just an extra one extra Superduo, and I'll show you how to do this just in a sec to make your toggles work better. However, if you're adding larger toggles, which I had on this one, then I can pull pretty much the whole bracelet through, because the loop on the clasp is quite large. But for smaller toggles, we need just a tiny bit of extension. So as I'm here right at the end, I need to close this gap just there. So I'm going to pick up just one Superduo. I'm going to stitch to the other side to fill that gap. Just like that. And then I'm going to pick up 2 seed beads, and I'm going to come back through to the top here. We're going to add more seed beads in between as we're going down. Now I want to add an extra Superduo just sitting on the top here. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up 2 seed beads. I'm going to pick up the Superduo. I'm going to take them all the way down. Then I'm going to pick up a further 2 seed beads, and I'm going to come back through. So I went that way in the Superduo. I'm going to come back through the same Superduo but the opposite hole. Minnie's asking question, is the stitch for the crystal herringbone same as this? I missed the crystal one. Very yes and no. They both herringbone, but just because these have 2 holes, that you kind of do them a little bit differently. So now right at the top, I am going to pick up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seed beads, and I'm going to go through. I didn't get the clasp pad, did I? I'm going to very quickly grab a clasp. Now I would add probably a darker clasp to this color, but this is the only one I have. This is the only one I have here. So I'm going to go through the loop on the T-bar. Let this go all the way down. Then I'm going to pick up a further 2 seed beads. I'm going to disregard the loop. I'm going to disregard the first 2 seed beads and go through this third one. And pull this up nice and tight. Make sure the clasp doesn't get. And now I'm going to pick up 2 more seed beads, and you can see we have got seed beads coming out of one side of that very last Superduo. I want to come from the other side just to complete and make it even at the top here, just like that. And now I'm picking up another 2. Coming through again, I need to complete this side. And picking up another 2. And as I got seed beads here, this one is flipped around, so I'm going to have to flip my end because I got seed beads coming out of this side of this very last Superduo. So I'm going to come in from the other side. So I'm centralizing everything right at the top there. Again, I'm going to pick up 2 seed beads, and I'm going to come back through this side of. I'm just going to go straight through now. When you got 3 Superduos just like that, you can't sort of stitch to all 3 of them at the same time. So you're going to have to do one by one, or you might be able to go through the last 2 at the same time. Yes, you are. It's just the angles, how they sit together. Right, so we are right here on the side. Now, what I like to do here, because if I was going to start running down on one side, I would miss a little bit of here. So I'm going to go towards the top, just like that. And I'm not going through the Superduos anymore. I'm just going to go through the seed beads, but I'm going to go all the way to the top, just on this side. Then I'm going to go through the loop on the clasp. Just pull this out, come through that middle one. Last 2 here. Through the loop of the clasp. And then I'm turning and coming back down on the other side. Now I kind of like to hold it that I don't want this to spin at the end. I don't want my beadwork to twist at the end. So I just kind of like to hold it. There we go. And I just dropped it, but this is the side I need to go through because they are not joined just there. And you keep going to go down until you get to your first gap. There we go. You can go to more than one seed beads at the same time. Right, so we are on this side, our first gap, and this is only just right at the end. You can see there's only space there to add one seed bead in. So I'm going to pick up one seed bead, go through these two guys, and then now I got a bigger gap, a quite big gap actually. So I'm going to pick up 3 seed beads, 1, 2, 3, and go through the next 2. And that's all we're going to be doing all the way down to the end, picking up 3 seed beads and going through the next 2 on the side, and that's it. That's really how easy it is to sort of fill up the side. You don't have to, you could leave it just like that, or if you wanted, you could add different color seed beads, you could add crystals, you could add whatever you like on the side here. I just like the simplicity sometimes to, when you play and do all sorts of different designs. This is, well, we're using 3 different colors here of the Superduos, but we're only using 2 different materials. So we're only using seed beads and the Superduos, and sometimes the simplicity just makes something really, really beautiful. And we're going to go all the way along. Now, if you wanted to do a curved necklace, again, the same rules apply as we were talking about it last week, not last week, on Tuesday. Now I don't even know the weeks. So the same rules apply, that if you added one less seed bead on one side, it will naturally curve it for you. So you could have a nice rounded front necklace. Let me just pull these Superduos out to the side. Just give me 1 sec, because I don't need them anymore. There we go. And I'm just going to run down with adding all the seed beads. I really, really do love it. Very nice and simple. But let me know in the comments, how did you find it? How do you think this is something what you would want, you have tried, you would want to try? Let me know if you think, let me know if you thought when I showed you the sample that it was going to be more difficult, or was it easier? More difficult, what you think it was going to be? Let me know in the comments. Tina is saying, might be your only chance, even homemade card is the best. Making Mother's Day prezzies is a great idea, Smuffy Sim. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I think handmade gifts are always like nicer, because it's not even the cost of the material. It's not about that. How much does it cost? It's not about, like, I think it's the love what you put in when you're making, because you are giving your time up, you're putting your time in, and that's priceless, really. So I love when somebody makes me something. Well, unless if your name is Christopher and you've been painting stuffs on the outside of yogurt pots at school, and then he's wondering, where did they disappear? It's like, I don't know. There must be a painted yogurt pot thief in the house. Bless him. He does come home with a lot of stuff. They were doing Christmas decorations just before Christmas. Obviously, that was the last when he was at school, and he made so many Christmas decorations. So I don't know where they found these twigs. Must have been found in a schoolyard. But we came home about 5 of them. These yogurt pots. They painted them on the outside, and they just used some sort of cement to stick these sticks inside it, and it was all right, but I kept one of them, and the other 4 is disappeared. I don't know where. Right, I'm right down to the bottom now. I don't have another seed beads to hook into, so I'm gonna go through. I'm gonna pick up 2 seed beads and go through the last 2 Superduos there and pull this nice and tight. So now you got two options. So can you see, like, if I pull this out, and then if I pull my thread, that's pulling together a little bit. But you got two choices. So you can either go run down on this side, and then you will have your true size, and you still got the end here to add your thread, or you're gonna add your add your clasp with that thread, or you're gonna go ahead and add your clasp right now. So if I add my clasp right now, that is actually the right size for me, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Janet is saying this is much easier than I thought it would be and also so effective. What size seed beads are you using, please? So the seed beads are size 11. So I'm going to go ahead and add the clasp here. I'm going to do, because I'm doing the brain freeze, the ring end of the toggle bar, I don't need to add extra length to it. So I'm straight just going to go in and pick up 5 seed beads. I'm going to go through a loop on the clasp, take this all the way down, pick up another 2 seed bead, and then I'm going to miss the loop on the clasp, the first 2 seed beads, and come through the third one. Just like that, pulling this nice and tight. Then I am going to add another 2 seed beads and come through. See, it's coming through from the end. I'm going to go up and around into the last 2 Superduos again. There we go, and pull this up nice and tight. So now we are going to go down on this side, but we need to do sort of a little trick, because I don't just want to go through those 2 seed beads, those 2 seed beads there, because I need to add an extra seed beads in here. So I am going to go, if I use my tail end, I could just hop up with my tail end and come sort of around, but I want to sort of go around, go up in the top, reinforce that thread path, and then I'm going to start adding the other side. So I'm going to go through the 2 seed beads down towards the other end. I'm going to come through the Superduos. I'm going to get to the other side, just following any thread path that you created. Then let me just turn it a little bit. Then I'm going up through those 2 Superduos and up to the top, all the way to the clasp. Now, if you stopped here, and you could knot your tail end and your working thread together if you like, I'm quite happy just to sort of take it past it, and then I will secure my thread with a couple of half hitch knots in later on. I'm just going to go up through the clasp, through the loop, back down on the other side, through those 2 seed beads, just like that. And I'm going to pick up 1 seed bead, go through these 2, and then we are back picking up 3 seed beads to bridge these gaps be left. And can you see, like, if I pull this down, I got a little bit looser tension there, but it doesn't really matter, because the minute I pick up the 3 seed beads and I go through the next 2 and I pull this up, that will disappear just like that. And keep on going, adding the 3 seed beads all the way down the side. Lucy's saying it's very easy, even I can do it. Oh, bless you. Lucy, put yourself down, because you are quite a good beader. You came a very long way. And then we keep going down. Sandra saying, Lucy Garrett, is the tension I struggle with not got a lot of grip with my hands. So there's a couple of different ways you can hold thread. So I always like hold it between my other fingers, but could equally, if you needed to, you could pinch it between your thumb and your index finger and hold it that way, and then not letting it the thread travel backwards. I can hear Crisp wrestling for the second time, and I can hear footsteps coming up and down on the stairs, and I think that is Christopher. Every single time when I go live, I have to tell you, every single time when I go live, I have to tell you that that's when they go and raid the kitchen, because they know that they can get away with anything. I got no, I won't go and stop them, because usually if I sit in here in the office, when I hear the rustling, I would like stop them in their tracks. But when I'm live, they know I won't. But maybe one of them might have been Lucy. I don't know. Bless them. I'm just going to add them, and you can see, like, once you're adding the other side as well, it becomes really nice and even. Gwen is saying love this. I really love it too, and you can see how easy it is. Don't forget, the kits on the website will make you 3 bracelets. I need a little bit more seed beads. Will make you 3 bracelets, so not just one. So you learn the stitch with one, you practice with one, and your third one is going to be perfect. And with tension as well, going back to tension, the more you practice, the better you're gonna get at it, how you can hold it or how it's easier for you. Usually with spring clips, yeah, you could use that as well. There are bead stoppers on the website. They're really good to help you to hold on to things as well and keep them tight at the end, or anywhere you need to, really. So they're quite good. You try doing it on the mat, hun. Some do it that way. So yes, so you could do that as well. You could have everything down on your mat, and as you're going along, you can hold your beadwork down, and then you're picking up your beads and going through the next. For me, it's easier to hold it in my hand, but some people do it this way. They're holding it down to the mat, so just placing their hand over their beadwork and keep adding things to it. I like to hold it in my hand, but the other thing what you can do is to get, if you have like a material underneath or your bead mat, and just get some pins, and you actually could, have I got any here? Let's have a look if there's any in my little, oh yes I have. So you could get some pins, and the other things what you could do is just to sort of pin your work down. Let's just go over it just like that, and then I don't know if that end of that pin is quite and then again you like the way how I pinned it, can you see I can move it in it, but it is down, so I can't pull it up. So that way I can, again, I don't even have to hold it down so much. I can do even more one-handedly, if that makes sense. So let's just hold this hand up. I'm not even using this hand. So just by using a pin, and then I'm going to pull that down, I can keep on going and adding my seed beads to the side with one hand. So there's always so many different ways how you can do something, and if you added a couple of pins in a couple of places, then it will hold it down even more. So there is so many different things you could do. Don't get discouraged that because, like, if you got like arthritis or anything in your hand, because there is always so many different ways that you can do something, and you can make it work. I like to physically hold on to my piece. Even like when I'm doing like coraling or doing like a netted piece at the front, I still like to hold on to it, and sometimes it's so much easier to do something like that on the mat. But then we all have our little habits. So I'm almost right at the top. Sandra saying we'll try pinning it down. Excellent idea. Yes, there's so many different things you could do. And if you like, if you're really limited and then you really need to sort of pin things down and do that way, you know what? I think lace makers use those padded sort of boards, which maybe, correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm not a lace maker, so I don't know it, but I think I've seen them using it. So that you got like a padded board, and you got like a stronger material on the top of it where you can pin things onto. Something like that would work as a treat as well, if you really need to hold your work down, because there's so many different things you could do. But then again, you can find stuff around the house as well, what you could use. Like, you know, if you have like an old chair which has had like a cushion on it, like a padded cushion, like sewn onto the chair, and like for like, you know, you want to chuck the chair, don't chuck the part of it with the cushion on, because that's perfect to pin things on the top of it. I would love to see coralling made. I'll put that on the list as well. I love coralling because you get such an organic. So I'm at the end. Remember, we went through these 2 times, but I'm going to go all the way to the top and go through that loop the 3rd time as well. The more you go through the loop, the stronger your bracelet is going to be. I put coralling on the list as well, the Facebook Live live. So don't forget, ladies, from next week, we are slightly changing. We are only going to be live well, not only, we still be live 4 days a week, Sunday to Wednesday. On Sunday, we're keeping Community Sunday. So each Sunday, we're going to be bringing somebody in from the community. And if you would like to be one of our Sunday beader, please get in contact with me. I am just, you know, even if you're not sure that you want to do it, get in contact, because I can explain to it what you would need. And I can always do like a little tech rehearsal with you to see, like, you know, I do it with everybody. Everybody wants to come on. We do a little tech rehearsal first and just sort of talk through what you need and just try it out, so you can see exactly how it coming into our production and how it's going at, and exactly what happens. I explain everything. So if you would like to be one of our Sunday beader, just send a message to me either on Totallybeads or Kitty Robinson Designs, and then I'll get in contact with you. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we're going to be doing things between me and the 2 Sarahs. And Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we'll be doing a little bit different things. So we are doing pre-recorded content we started to do pre-recorded content for YouTube, and that's my front door. I hope one of my kids are going to get it. So I just sort of went down an inch or so, and I'm just going to do a 1/2 inch knot here just to secure my end. So I'm just going to take this through, and I didn't go through any of the beads. I just caught the thread path right under my beads, and before this loop disappears, I'm going through that loop and pulling it tight. Now I'm going to go through a few more beads and gonna do another one. I like to do 2 or 3 half hitch knots, and when I pull this tight, that knot just disappears inside the bead, but that really secures my thread there nice and strong. So I'm gonna go through a few more beads and take it through. Again, I'm gonna do a half hitch knot, so you can see I'm not going through any bead, just going under and then pulling this through. Just like that. And going through. Hi Kitty, will the herringbone work as a chain for the donut bail? If not, what would be the best mate? So you can do a herringbone chain for the donut bail, but that will be a tubular herringbone stitch. And I'll grab some out from a cupboard just in a sec, and I'll show you what is the difference between those. So we're going to be starting releasing on Thursday and Friday night, like pre-recorded content for you. And then Saturday is going to be sort of our day off, I guess, away from the camera. However, I will be doing on my channel, maybe every other Saturday. I can't promise every Saturday evening, just a sort of a little play playing with resin or playing with stitching or playing with anything like that, because I'm here anyway. If I'm not here, then I'm sitting in the lounge, watching some very boring movie with Christopher, what like Christopher wanted to watch, and it's just really nice. I did it a few times, and you ladies have really enjoyed it. So that's what we're going to be doing coming on. So now I'm just gonna sew this end off. I'm gonna cross over in the second set, and I'm gonna go through the loop again. So this time we went through the loop at the top twice, and I'm gonna go through the third time, but I'm just crossing over, making a better connection there, and then going up through the beads. Actually, that one I need to go through to all the way through the loop. Just like that, going through the loop and then back down on the other side. And I'm going to do the same thing here, just to sew them off with half hitch knots. Just to secure it one more time, because your weakest point is the loop on the clasp. I just really, really love it. Let me know what color did you fancy the most? What color was your favorite one? I do really like this olive rose. Actually, I should have made this a little bit shorter and give it to Sarah, because it's her colors completely. She loves these colors. I'm just making sure my thread doesn't get tangled. Pull it nice and tight, and then going to one side. It doesn't matter which side you go to at this point, because all we want to do is just sew the end off. There we go. I'm going to go through a few more beads just to take it down my beading a little bit, just like that. Then I'm going to go in and do half hitch knots here as well. Do 2 or 3 of them. Make sure when you pull the half hitch knot that you're not pulling it over a bead, that you are pulling it where you need to pull it, so that you don't get the knot caught in a bead itself. Going through a few more. And pulling it through. Right, so if you got time, let me know in the comments if you got time, and then go and grab the other herringbone. I sorted out my samples, funny enough, yesterday, and I found loads of different herringbone ones. So if you want me, I can show you the tubular herringbone, and that would be the one what you want to use for your necklace. Let me just go through a few more beads, and then I'm just going to trim the end off. That's it, and our bracelet is ready. Right, let me know then if you want me to go and grab, just put that there, and have a look at the other colors as well. So some of these colors we had before. Zoom in a little bit on it, and some of them are new ones, so that's a brand new colorway. I love them all really, because I think they're so fresh looking, and like, you know, if you get like with the blue ones, you could even blend the different blues together. So if you didn't want the purple in there, you could use one of the blues from the blue one and then use the purple in another one. You could really blend them together. Right, give me 1 second. I need to pull up the feed for Facebook here, because I have lost the comments again. And I don't see what you are saying right now. So just give me 1 second, and then I go and grab the tray and I show you all the other bits of pieces. Right, make sure this is muted so we don't have sound coming back through. I'm just gonna pop onto, there we go. Yes, please, love them over. Yes, please, yes. So just 1 second, I'm gonna get the tray out of the cupboard. Oh, and as luck have it, it's right at the top. So the tubular herringbone is these ones, and I have made, and I'll show you what I've been playing with tubular herringbone as well. and what I don't know when, but we'll be doing very soon. So these are tubular herringbone stitches. Let's just get rid of this from the background. Now, the difference between these ones that we have, this is more like 3D and it's not flat. So you have got 4 different rows going through these ones, and they are perfect. They make more like a beaded chain, and you got a couple of different versions you can do with it. One will be more straight like this one, and the other version will be more twisted like this. Now let me show you this in a bigger beads. Just grab this out. So they are the same tubular stitch but with bigger beads. I ombre these ones. I love we did this some time ago as well. I love this because using size 8, so these are size 8 seed beads, and this one, let me just pop, and one next to it, this one's a size 11, so they do give you a different look, I guess. I would use size 11s, and I did this in Delicas as well a long time ago, and somebody was saying, I think it was maybe in one of the groups, that they did it in size 15s and it looked great. So you can experiment with it. It's a really lovely stitch. This is what I would use for necklaces because they are really nice. The strand what I had the necklace on the other day when we're doing the pendant is a spiral staircase, and that's a slightly different as well, but they are the tubular herringbones. Now what I have been playing with herringbone, this one is a 1,000,000 years old bangle, and this one was made of craft seed beads probably about 15 years ago, 15 or so years ago. We didn't used to stock Toho or Miyuki or any of the better brands then. So it sort of looks great, but what I love, you can graduate the sizes up and down. And I have done a little tester piece of playing, adding different bits into my herringbone weave. So you go down to size 11 to size 8. I tried pearls, I tried crystals, I tried all sorts of different things, but this is how actually kits are born, that I sit down and start to play with things and see how we can make. I've been talking about lariats, and I would like to make a lariat with this sort of design because I love it. I think it's really pretty, and again, it's not that hard. It's not rocket science. I got another 1,000,000 years old sample here, which I'm going to show you. Again, this is done it about 15 years ago, again on the same principle, and it's got miracle beads in there, so you could do all sorts of different designs and just got a pendant at the front. But that's what I've been playing and what I'm working on. Other herringbone, flat herringbone samples I have is just with seed beads, are these ones. They're really great because this is row by row, they're done in different colors. If you want me to do a demo or any of these, do let me know, and I will pop it in a diary some point. And look at that one as well. That's really great as well to do herringbone. Just the couple of rows of one colors and do another row, another color. That's exactly the same. And this one I just used a couple of beads at the end as a closure. I think these are still, again, the Chinese beads, so this is a very old sample as well. But we could do something like this as well, more like a cuff style bracelet. With this one, the great thing about that you can spell out anything you want, or you can add all sorts of different designs in it. So that's it. Have a little look, have a try. Anything you try, pop a picture into one of our Handmade by Totallybeads group, so we can all see what you've been making and give each other inspiration. Like Lucy saying, love the flat herringbone, and is saying, wow, your eyes, but I'm sure it was gorgeous. Wow, love these, so pretty. Yes, please. Yes, Kitty, teach us how to make that. Is that the tubular herringbone? That's pretty. That's pretty. Or the one where we do larger and smaller sizes. Do let me like the one with different sizes. Yes, I think that's the one. I did it in size 15. Yes, it was Lorna. I knew it was somebody else, but I thought it was you, but I didn't want to sort of call you out. Can you add a picture of that one into the handmade group so everybody can see it? I saw a picture in the group the other day of the beaded bill and necklace. It looks stunning. Can't remember whose picture was it now. Um, yeah, there is the you can do so many different things with it, but really, really lovely. Right, everybody, have a lovely day. It's Thursday. So I need to go and get on. I actually got to sort bits and pieces out and materials list for Bead Club, and we are launching the March bundle today on the website and all sorts of different bits and pieces. So I don't know why I thought it was Friday this morning. Never mind. I just one of those days, I guess. Right, everybody, take care. Have a good day, and I will see you on Saturday. And Sarah Millsop is going to be with you tomorrow. I'm not 100% sure what she's doing. My diary is not in front of me, but she's going to be with you tomorrow. And I'm going to be back on Saturday and Sunday. Saturday, we're going to do like sort of a bit of a creation station, but we're going to be playing with resin. So do make sure you tune in for that one. And on Sunday, Sunday Beader is back. So I got another lovely young lady to show you all her makes. She's been doing beading for maybe quite some time, I guess, depending where you sort of look at it from. But she did amazing pieces. So tune in for that one on Sunday. Right, everybody, have a lovely day, and I'll see you later. And those of you in a bead club, I know it's Sarah's class tonight, but I'll pop in and say hello. So I'll see you tonight.